Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. Today we're headed back to another resort for a food tour. We're going to Contemporary Resort, this time in Walt Disney World. Remember, if you want to watch more of our food tours, we've got a food tour playlist with all of our food tours from all the Disney World parks, and we're headed to resorts now. So definitely check them out, especially if you're headed to Disney World sometime soon. All right, let's head over to Contemporary. No secret, this is one of my favorite resorts for food. I feel like I'm going to say that for these first few resorts that we're covering because I think I'm subconsciously choosing the ones where I like the food the most. But honestly, Disney resorts have come a long way for food, and many of them now have unique, really great items that people are loving. So don't just stay in the parks for food, you guys. Definitely go out to the resorts. There's lots of good stuff out there. So all right. AJ, stop, blah, blah. Let's get over to Contemporary. We're going to start at the smallest location, as always. So we'll go over to the Sandbar and Cove Bar. So the Sandbar is the pool bar at the main pool, and Cove Bar is the pool bar over at Bay Lake Towers. So these are going to be basic eats. Actually, Cove Bar has some pretty snazzy eats, I will say. But it's going to be the standard Disney pool bar drinks, and then a few hot items and a few sandwiches and things like that to have at the pool bars. So nothing destination worthy, nothing truly awesome or outstanding, but definitely decent enough stuff while you're laying by the pool and hanging out by the pool for the day. Good eats for that. But don't head over there if you're not staying at the Contemporary or spending the day at the pool at the Contemporary. Next up, Contemporary Grounds. This is a little tiny Joffrey's coffee location in the lobby. So it's right before you head into the convention center. So makes sense if you're coming down from your room in the Contemporary, headed to the convention center, stop and pick up your coffee. Again, Joffrey's pastry options, which are those great donuts from Donut King and a couple of other pastry options, and of course the standard Joffrey's coffee drinks. So pretty standard, pretty easy, not a destination location, but definitely good to know about if you're dragging after a day in the park, so you're headed out for some fun. All right, well, to go to the Outer Rim Lounge. This is another lounge in the Contemporary. It's upstairs. This one's really classic. You guys may have the memories that I have of being at the Contemporary when you were a kid and seeing the Outer Rim Lounge, and it's all kind of spacey and cool. At least that's what I thought of it. Maybe you didn't feel the same way about the Outer Rim Lounge, and I thought it was kind of fun. This is right next to Chef Mickey's, so it's going to be really loud in there a lot of the time, especially when Chef Mickey's is open and operating, of course. It is on the 4th floor concourse, so it's right there in the middle of everything. Good place to stop and grab a drink while you're waiting for Chef Mickey's. I think it was originally put there probably because that area used to have the main steakhouse, but they've just sort of kept it there. So good place to grab a drink in the evening or as you're coming back from the parks. And then right next to it is Contempo Cafe. This is the counter service location in the Contemporary, right there in the middle of everything on the 4th floor concourse. You see the monorails whizzing by over your head. There's that great Mary Blair mural right there. Don't forget to look for the 5-legged goat in the Mary Blair mural. That's a very famous little Easter egg to search for in the Contemporary Resort. The eats here, I think, are exceptional. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, counter service location in Walt Disney World resorts. Lots of really good eats here, really good food. They have a great pastry case, always something new and fun and interesting in the pastry case here. To me, this is destination dining. I definitely like to get over to Contemporary, to the Contempo Cafe, at least once on every trip just to see what they're serving up and what they're offering. Pretty much everything I have here is really, really good. So I'm impressed by this place. I hope you get the chance to come over here. All right, now we're going to head into the table service locations. We'll go downstairs to the Wave first. This is down in the lobby. The entrance to it is down in the lobby. The Wave is sort of a standard hotel restaurant. If you're at your Hilton hotel, you're at your Westin or wherever you're staying, and there's a pretty standard hotel restaurant, that's kind of what the Wave is. It's moderately priced. But I will say the hidden gem of the Wave is that the menu is really interesting. They do a lot of good, interesting things with the menu. It's really based on sustainable items. They laser print their menu daily, which means they're going to change up market-inspired items. They really try to get local items in there. So while it looks and feels like a standard hotel restaurant, the menu is really a lot more interesting and substantial than you would expect at your standard hotel restaurant. So don't take that as a negative. I don't love the look and feel of this place necessarily. It's kind of boring to me, but the menu is not. The menu I've really enjoyed. So definitely check out what they have going on. They have a great breakfast buffet here. On the breakfast buffet are Sticky Mickeys, which if you remember, some of you may remember that from years and years ago at the Contemporary Resort. They have those little cinnamon buns, those sticky buns, cinnamon bun things they call Sticky Mickeys. I love that they sometimes have those on the buffet there because that's an old school Disney fan thing. And they also have those great sweet potato pancakes here. You'll also see a lot of focus on healthier for you items here at the Wave. So I've always been really impressed with what they've been doing there. Next door to the Wave is, of course, the Wave Lounge. This is where you're going to go for your drinks while you're waiting to get into the Wave, and maybe as an alternative to the Outer Rim, of course. And the interesting, unique thing about the Wave Lounge is that they really focus on screw top wines. So when they first opened, every wine was a screw top wine. I'm not sure if that's still the case here, but they really do focus on filling out their wine list with interesting screw top wines. So check that out because they have some really great options. They also have the Seven Seas Lagoon cocktail here, which is a destination cocktail. I'm not going to say that it's super fancy, but it is certainly eye-catching. So it's this giant fishbowl kind of cocktail. It's designed to be shared between two people. I know that our bartender on staff here at DFB was impressed that they did not just use blue curacao in here, that they actually used juices that together made that beautiful blue color. So they're doing some fun stuff with that Seven Seas Lagoon, and that's definitely a photogenic cocktail for you to have if you are over there at the Wave Lounge or in Contemporary Resort. And so the Wave overall, good option, nice to have in a convention resort, and definitely worth trying out too, especially if you're staying at the resort. All right, time for Chef Mickey. Chef Mickey's is the character location here at the Contemporary Resort. It is a buffet. Chef Mickey's is probably the character meal people think of first when they think of character meals in Walt Disney World. You've got the Fab Five, very bright, colorful atmosphere, very loud to eat here. But of course, you've got the monorails going by above you, which is really cool for the kids. Overall, the food here isn't the best. It's not great, pretty mediocre. And the thing that I've had trouble with at this particular dining location is that it takes a long time for the characters to get around the whole restaurant. So when it comes to character meals, I always recommend going to Garden Grill or Ohana, where you're going to get to see Mickey, and he'll come around much faster than he does at Chef Mickey's. I remember visiting Chef Mickey's with my 2-year-old who desperately wanted to see Pluto, and we, 2-year-olds eat pretty quickly, and we were like done and ready to go and hadn't seen Pluto, and he was still probably about 15 to 20 minutes away from our table. So be prepared. That's probably not the best character meal for little kids unless you happen to hit it right and they're coming to your table immediately after you sit down. We had to wait a really long time to see the characters, and we ended up leaving because my 2-year-old was getting upset and we needed to get out of there. So just a heads up, that's my experience with Chef Mickey's. So it's an okay restaurant. The food isn't great though, and it takes those characters a long time to get to. So maybe visit at an off time if possible. Okay, let's head over to California Grill. So California Grill is the signature dining location. Probably most people consider it to be the second best restaurant in Walt Disney World after Victoria and Albert's. Signature dining location at the very tip top of the Contemporary Resort. And you have great views, 360-degree views all over Walt Disney World Resort. So you can see, of course, that great fireworks show Happily Ever After in front of you right there at the castle with that view of Magic Kingdom. So if you do book California Grill for the fireworks view, like I always say, book about 30 to 45 minutes ahead of the fireworks. So book your dining reservation for about 45 minutes before the fireworks start. And then when you arrive, be sure to ask for a fireworks view table because again, here at Contemporary Resort at the California Grill, not all of the tables have a great view of the fireworks. So tell them you want a fireworks view table when you check in. The food here is obviously California inspired. It's American modern eats. You're going to have some good sushi, great steaks. This is one of those standard restaurants where you're going to have the pasta, the steak, the chicken, the fish options. So it's going to please just about everybody that you're with. This is very market inspired. Again, they change the menu pretty much on a daily basis or a very regular basis anyhow, based on what they are sourcing. So it's going to be high-end eats, signature eats, It's expensive restaurant, but still very good. Chef Brian Pasecki, who sort of made this place happen, has left the restaurant, so there's a new chef in place. It hasn't been as good in my experience, and it's kind of been hit and miss. Like, it's either really, really good with great service, or it's not that great, and it feels like you kind of got the B team in terms of service. So never know what you're going to get anymore with California Grill. It'll either be really, really good, or it'll be sort of mediocre, but with that great view, it's still worth going. I still make reservations here on a regular basis. So California Grill, I think, is still a good, impressive restaurant, especially for something like a honeymoon or a proposal or something like that. And don't forget, there is the California Grill Lounge right there in the middle of the restaurant. So you can eat here without a reservation. So if you can't get a dining reservation for California Grill, you can go to the California Grill Lounge. Just first come, first served, and you can also watch fireworks from there too. So if you happen to hit the right time frame and there's a table available, you might be able to catch the fireworks from the lounge. Here's a little tip for California Grill diners. If you do eat at California Grill and it's not during the fireworks, I personally like to go during sunset. I think it's absolutely beautiful to see the sunset over Seven Seas Lagoon. You can bring your receipt back when it's time for the fireworks, and you can go out on the viewing deck at California Grill and watch the fireworks from there. So everyone who's dined there that evening, even if it was before the fireworks, you can bring your receipt back and still get that great view of the fireworks. So very cool tip there. Okay, last place to talk about for Contemporary Resort, we're going to go over to Bay Lake Tower, which is the DVC, the Disney Vacation Club location for Contemporary Resort. Up at the very top is going to be Top of the World Lounge, and this is a DVC only, or people who are staying at Bay Lake Tower only, so because you can actually get in if you're staying at Bay Lake Tower, even if you're not a Disney Vacation Club member. But they're pretty strict about the fact you either have to be staying there or be a Disney Vacation Club member to get into Top of the World Lounge, because again, that view of the fireworks is exceptional, so a lot of people like to go up there and watch the fireworks. But Top of the World Lounge is a great little lounge, really comfortable place to sit and they have some appetizers and some desserts. They have some decent eats there. Typical lounge with full bar and all of that. So it's a good place to spend an evening, especially if you're staying at Bay Lake Tower. All right, so that's the Contemporary Resort food tour. I hope you enjoyed it. One extra little tip, FYI, if you go into Bayview Gifts, which is one of the gift shops on the 4th floor, they do have kind of a confectionery case, so you can get a lot of the items that you can get at the confectionery in the Magic Kingdom right there at your hotel, which is really, really cool, because then, you know, if you're like me and you always go to the confectionery and pick up a lot of stuff and take it back to your hotel to eat it at night or for breakfast, you can just grab it right there at your hotel. So be sure to check out that sort of candy and baked goods case there at the Contemporary Bayview Gifts. Okay, I think that's it now at the Contemporary. So I'm AJ here for Disney Food Blog. We'd love, love, love to hear what you have to say in the comments. Let us know what hotel you'd like us to go to next for a food tour. We're happy to listen to your suggestions and head over to those hotels. And let us know what you love in the Contemporary. What is your favorite thing to eat in the Contemporary? What's your favorite place to go to in the Contemporary to dine? We want to hear your thoughts too. It's really helpful to all of our viewers when you guys leave comments letting us know your experiences. Great. Okay, thank you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you as a subscriber here at DFB Guide, and we want to hear more from you. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.